Coming up on Human Services Forum, the U.S. Conference of Mayors releases its latest survey on hunger and homelessness in America. We'll bring in advocates to provide the Norfolk perspective, plus local real estate tax relief and federal tax credits. Get the help you need at the local commissioner of the Revenue's office. Don't go away. Human Services Forum begins right now. Hello and welcome. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, poverty in America reached the highest level recorded in the 52 years during which poverty estimates have been published. It is against this backdrop that the U.S. Conference of Mayors released its 2011 Hunger and Homelessness Survey, with Norfolk among the 29 cities that participated. I invited Sarah Page Fuller, Director for the Office to End Homelessness, to share some of the findings, and Elisa Berry is our Program Supervisor for Norfolk's Homeless Action and Response Team, or HART, and she's here to provide some additional perspective and information regarding that program. Thank you for joining us. The report just came out not too long ago, and we thought it would be a good idea to share some of this with the public and maybe a little beyond just what the report says. So I think the highlights of the report, Sarah, you were talking about earlier, what are some of the things that really jump out?
Well, a couple of things that jump out is one is to understand kind of the basis of the report.
Okay.
The report is only 29 cities across the country. They're selected because of membership in the National Task Force to End Hunger and Homelessness, of which Mayor Frame is a member for the U.S. Conference of Mayors. And so that's how we have the privilege of being one of the surveyed cities. And so it's real important to look at this as kind of a snapshot in time, a little bit of a benchmark, but more just kind of information gathering, just so we can kind of get a feel for how things have looked over the last year.
Okay.
One of the things is that Norfolk is pretty comparable to other similar cities in the report. It's very difficult for us to compare ourselves to Boston or Chicago or something like that. Charleston, South Carolina, if somebody wants to look at the report, would be our comparable city. Mm-hmm. It is a southeast city, similar size, similar poverty rate,
All right.
and our results are very similar.
Okay.
And so that shows that we're doing. We're doing it pretty consistently with how other cities are doing. Mm-hmm. One of the things that was good to see, so I say, we can't really look at the data because it's not really significant, mm-hmm. but then when you see good things, and
of course you want to talk
about them, is that many of the cities this year reported a pretty significant or moderate increase in homelessness, 9, 10, 11%. We would find an increase like that pretty challenging.
Yes.
We, however, overall had a 4% decrease in homelessness in this reporting year. And one of the interesting things about that is when you look at the report, different cities talk about different things they thought made a difference. Last year, we reported on our homeless prevention and rapid rehousing stimulus program. We didn't report on it again this year, because you don't do that 2 years in a row, but many of the other cities showed that. One of the things that we think is so important for people to know is that, yes, we had a 4% decrease in homelessness. That doesn't show the numbers of families, especially that are living doubled up, or just haven't hit the streets or the shelters yet, or that our shelters don't have the capacity for them, and so they're going back to more families and friends. And so it doesn't gauge our level of risk and extreme poverty.
Mm-hmm. And the potential for more.
Right, yes. And that's what we say, is that there's no way to measure the people that are sitting in the safety net that is very brittle at this point. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that several of our agencies, including the HART team, really work to focus on. Mm-hmm. We actually ended homelessness for persons who are chronically homeless for over 22 individuals this year. Mm. And, in the same reporting period, that is taking them literally off the streets and putting them in permanent supportive housing, which is lifetime housing for them. These are people that have been on the streets for many, many years and have a very debilitating illnesses, mm-hmm. or chronic disabilities and things like that. The other thing to look at is when you look at Okay, so we're in a really difficult recession, or have been. I hear we're coming out of it. So I'm looking forward to the phone call slowing down, which I'm sure Lisa is. Is that with our stimulus money, now we've had some consistent funding, well, or not, some consistently dropping funding, but some consistent types of funding that the HEART team uses to provide assistance for preventing and ending homelessness. You know, for many years, the stimulus program that we received, which is over $2 million, gave us the ability to dramatically increase our efforts. We served 1,408 persons in this program since we received the funds in the end of 2009. And that's to date, and that is 591 households. When you compare that to our point in time count this year, which is 536 persons, what you can see is that of each person that was helped with the stimulus program, we had to prove, painfully sometimes, we had to prove that without this assistance they would absolutely be homeless, or they were already homeless and we were helping them exit. And so over this last 2009 to 2011, which is really just a little bit over a year, that's 1,408 people just with the stimulus program that would have shown up on the rolls of homelessness and on our streets. And I think that all of our community partners that helped us implement that program, which is winding down, which is a little frightening, because the economy's not ready for us to be winding down an assistance program yet. But all of our partners that helped us with intensive case management and helping us with the financial assistance that paid money directly to landlords, not to individuals, but directly to landlords, utility companies, moving companies, it really helped us avert a crisis of homelessness that would have been historic.
Wow. The HEART team, Homeless Action and Response Team, of course, it figures into a lot of this because this is a group of professionals who work with families only, is my understanding?
Yes,
or they work with families who are on the verge of being evicted or without a home, and clearly the volume of traffic you've been receiving over the past 2-3 years has really, really gone up.
Right. We always struggle to keep up with the volume of people that come into our doors for assistance. And as Sarah stated earlier, we have some funding other than the HPRP funding that continues to get decreased every year. So we definitely struggle trying to make sure that we can prevent people from becoming homeless and help them maintain, and if they're faced with a job loss, they're waiting on their unemployment, any type of medical issue that came up, and something happens unexpectedly, if you're barely making it, it's impossible to try to catch up sometimes. So we definitely were kind of the safety net in Norfolk that helps a lot of those families prevent homelessness and keep them out of our shelters or being on the streets.
One of the components of the HEART program is the housing broker team. And you had mentioned supportive housing for some individuals, and we also have a team of people that helps find
landlords. Our housing broker, right. He works with our landlords. He negotiates with our landlords to get late fees dropped sometimes when we're paying back rent. He also works with our landlords to accept some of our clients who may not have the best credit, to take a risk on them, letting them know that we will have case management in place to help keep the family stabilized. And if there's any problems that come up, that landlord knows that he has someone that he can call to try to help with that client and try to make sure that they can remain stably housed. So that's what our housing broker has been really great at, helping find affordable and attainable housing for our families.
And safe housing. I think one of the things that, one of the benefits, because we're really working to make sure that we're staying focused on Norfolk, people in Norfolk having safe and affordable housing, neighborhoods that they can choose. And the housing broker team is a critical component to that, because there are lots of, I would say, affordable rental units out there. However, unless they are inspected, and unless they're inspected, and there's someone to work with the landlord to say, we really would be happy to partner with you to help this person who wants to move into your apartment, help them with their security deposit. However, we're not going to cut you a check until the city's not going to cut you a check through any of our resources until your apartment meets housing quality standard, and we're sure that your lease meets fair housing requirements and the landlord
that's
tenant
very
act.
important. That's why we have those laws.
That's why we have the laws, but without the housing broker team to give us the vehicle to have that conversation, then there's no way for us to know about the quality of housing. And so it's been one of the beauties of that is that we have had landlords that have really wanted to work with the program that really said, okay, so I understand you'll help people come in and you're going to help them stabilize, but I'm going to have to make a little bit of an investment up front. And so it has increased the quality of affordable housing in our community significantly.
And that is, I mean, that's the evolution of HEART, too, in that they didn't start with that, but eventually it worked into that being just a really very important and crucial component for making this work. Their volume is up. How many people, do you even have a number of how many families might come in? I don't know if you break it down in weeks, months, a year.
Well, on an average month, we see about 115 to 125 families per month, but we still have to turn families away. So we see about 125, we probably turn away 50 to 60 families a month.
Okay.
Just because we don't have enough staff to see everybody that comes to the door sometimes.
And there's certain also eligibility aspects, I would imagine, for some people that would have played into it, although that's not always the case or often the case.
We help families who are at risk of homeless or who have become homeless. We look at if they have the ability to maintain moving forward, meaning that they have enough income to sustain a household. We also look at if they're already housed. We also look at what caused them to get behind, because there does have to be an unavoidable, something that happened that was out of the client's control. It can't be with Christmas coming up, you know, sometimes people want to go Christmas shopping and they don't want to pay the rent, so we can't really consider that an unavoidable situation.
And certainly not fair to those who are
that are really struggling and that have a true crisis. We have to make sure that we're serving the neediest.
Okay.
And those people with the turnaway. So it is very important that we figure out a way to have enough funding to help everyone who's in need and meets criteria. That's for sure. It is pretty consistent across the country in prevention programs that you don't serve everyone that calls and walks in the door, because many of them are either resolvable crises or a crisis that is going to need something way more than assistance. One of the things I wanted to make sure that we get across is that I think some people like, okay, so homelessness, we've been working on this for so long, it must be a big giant mystery, and it's really not. Is that, you know, those of us that have been doing this for many years and, you know, in combination with our peers across the country, it's actually a very simple formula. We need affordable housing. Families and individuals that has the capacity to go up and down when they have increases or decreases in their employment, and they need good case management services to help them avoid the problems and pitfalls that may have led to instability before. There's a huge rise again in persons with major physical and mental health disorders that are coming back on the streets, and that's one thing we're going to really have to take a look at, is how to make sure that those services are bolstered and ready to be community outreach oriented to help us address those issues.
And that's a subject that we could probably explore further. We'll do it on another show when we have a little more time, and we'll allow more time too, but run out.
Okay.
I really appreciate the sharing, though, because there is so much in the report that lends itself to just discussion about the things that the City of Norfolk is doing.
Sure.
So, and they're doing a lot. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Right. Well, attention, seasoned citizens. When we come back, the Commissioner of the Revenue shares details about real estate relief, tax relief, and news about free assistance with federal and state tax returns. Don't go away.
Have you heard? The U.S. Treasury is phasing out paper checks for Social Security, VA, and other federal benefit payments and going electronic. If you currently receive federal benefits by paper check, you will need to switch to direct deposit or to the Treasury recommended Direct Express Debit MasterCard. If you plan to apply for federal benefits soon, you'll want to decide which electronic payment option is right for you. Visit godirect.org to learn more or to make the switch today.
Here's a tip from the IRS. Hi, I'm Raphael, and I work for the Internal Revenue Service. Every year, the IRS gets this question: do I have to file a tax return? In most cases, it depends on your filing status, your age, how much you make, and what kind of income you receive. If you're single, for example, you usually need to file if you earn a little over $9,000. Situations vary if you're self-employed or a dependent who can be claimed on someone else's tax return. But just because you don't have to file a tax return doesn't mean you shouldn't. If you had taxes withheld from your paycheck, you should file a tax return so that you can get a refund. Also, you could be eligible for certain credits, such as the Earned Income Tax Credit, which could mean an even bigger refund. Learn more by going to irs.gov and downloading Publication 501.
Tis the season for taxes. Sharon McDonald, Norfolk Commissioner of the Revenue, is with us to share some news about the real estate tax relief for Norfolk seniors, a very popular program, and tax credits and free filing assistance for lower income families. So there's a combination of things going on at your office this upcoming tax filing season. And then, of course, with the senior tax relief program, which starts when? In March?
In March.
Right?
We start taking applications in March.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is a program that's been around for a while.
It has been, and it's a very popular program. It's been growing. We have over 5,000 households that take advantage of our senior citizen tax relief program.
Great.
And what that does, for those who don't know of it, it allows people to get anywhere from 20 to 100% real estate tax relief on their primary residence.
Okay.
So it's a great program for seniors who are on a fixed income.
Yeah.
And it's very popular, as I said.
Yeah, so that is a big relief to people. What is it that people need to figure if they're going to apply? Is there...
Okay, well, we have certain requirements. You must, of course, live in the home and own it.
Okay.
You also, maximum income of $67,000 and a maximum net worth, excluding the value of your home, of $350,000. And so we take a look at that, but if you think that you might be kind of close or a little bit over that, I still would encourage people to apply, because there may be reasons where we would exclude something or give you a credit for something. For instance, if you're paying your health insurance, we give you credit for that. So go ahead and apply and you know, give it a shot. And it's not just for our senior citizens, it's also for those who are on disability, 100% disability as well.
All right.
And just to remind all of our disabled veterans, if you have a service-related disability, you do also receive real estate tax relief. So call my office and we'll be happy to help you out.
Okay, great. And the number is up on the screen right now for the tax relief, and that includes seniors, disabled adults, and well as veterans who are disabled.
Yes.
So it's not just for one group of people. And 823-1130 was the number that
That's correct.
They shared with me to call. So and you can do that any time of year. Is that correct?
Well, actually, for the disabled veterans, it's any time of the year.
Okay.
But for our seniors and others on disability, we have an application process that runs from March 1st to June 1st.
Okay.
So if you want to receive an application for this upcoming fiscal year, which will begin on July 1 of 2012, then just call that number and we'll put you on the mailing list to receive an application. And of course, The applications are always available online too.
My next question.
Norfolk.gov/revenue, and
Okay.
you'll be able to download an application there.
Okay, so you can download, fill it out, and send it in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's always good, and it's very handy to have.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that, of course, there are people on fixed incomes, and that certainly is a need that drives something like this tax relief program. Are there other things that might figure into offering this type of relief to people?
Well, the real estate tax relief program is primarily for our senior citizens, and as I said, the program has been growing. It's popular. We have over 5,000 households, and every year it grows. But I think, and I've always said this to seniors, don't look at this as a handout. This is, I believe, the city's way of saying thank you. Thank you for making the commitment to being here in this city in good times and bad, and for sticking with us through thick and thin, and really making it a point to raise your family here. And this is our way, our city's way of giving back. And so I encourage all seniors to look into the program. I run into senior citizens all the time who say how appreciative they are because it really does help them when they are on a fixed income.
Oh, I bet. So you can do this year after year? Is this correct? Or is
Absolutely. You do have to refile your application unless, well, every 3 years you have to refile the application. In the other 2 years, you can just sign what we call an affidavit, and that just says that nothing has changed, and we'll go ahead and assume that that's the case and move forward with renewing your credit.
Okay, great. I wanted to shift gears, and this is just on taxes as well, but this is the first year that Commissioner of the Revenue in the City of Norfolk will be involved in being a site, so to speak, for free tax filing assistance as part of a larger coalition of organizations and government and local and state government agencies that are involved in the Southampton Roads Earned Income Tax Credit Coalition. And this is for moderate to lower income families who may be eligible, if they, particularly families, children that are qualifying age and other stipulations, who could get a credit of as much as $5,000 plus dollars if you make less than $50,000 a year.
Right.
So having the accessibility at City Hall will be wonderful. My understanding is all being set up right now, and it's new, I know,
That's right.
to you. The volunteers will come in with what they need set up, and 1 day a week is what I understand we'll be doing, providing that. And you already have, I imagine, a fairly good amount of traffic during the winter.
Right. Well, Jan, as you know, we actually provide state income tax preparation for Norfolk residents. And we handle over 15,000 walk-in clients each tax season.
Wow.
Now, what this is going to do is it's going to enable us to also offer the preparation of federal tax returns. So this is through the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, and we will, as you said, have volunteers in our office providing the filing for federal returns as well. And that's really a great complement to what we do. So once a week, our Norfolk residents will be able to come in and have their federal returns filed. And we have not selected yet the specific day of the week. We're still in the process of working that out. But come February, you'll be hearing lots of information on the website, on our Facebook, and we'll be tweeting about it as well.
Good.
So, look for that information, and we'll let you know when the VITA volunteers are there. I also wanted to mention, since you talked about the Earned Income Tax Credit, a lot of people say, well, why would we care whether these folks get that Earned Income Tax Credit? And not only is it beneficial for those families who benefit from that additional tax refund, but it also is very beneficial for our city, because that money comes back to the city, and it is likely spent here with our merchants, with our local businesses, and so it's a good economic development tool as well.
Absolutely.
And so we definitely want to encourage people to take advantage of that program, the Earned Income Tax Credit.
Thank you, Commissioner, for joining us, and we'll be telling you more. So be sure to tune in later, and also go online, check on the websites for more information on free tax filing assistance and the tax relief program, of course, with the Norfolk Commissioner of the Revenue's Office. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Jan.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
All right, and thanks for being here for us. See you again next time. Bye.